I'm gonna just share real quick what we sold last night. We sold a ton of Rolex service booklets on one of our eBay accounts. There's another dealer buys stuff like this from me that he includes with Rolex watches that he sells. Sold an antique pocket watch. In fact, the customer just called us about pocket watches if we sell them. Just sold this on eBay. This went for $240. It's a Gruen private label pocket watch made for a jeweler here in the US. We also sold a Bell & Ross. This is made by Zinn. And it has the open back. Usually this type of Bell & Ross would bring in about $1,250, but this one being made by Zinn is a little bit, it's a rarer model. We sold this for $1,900 on eBay. I got to get this shipped out today. And then sold a couple of Rolexes. I had a customer come in on Saturday and he picked out 3 Rolexes. So 65 plus 3250 plus 42. So for 3 watches, $13,950. These are 2 of the 3 that he picked out. And he said he's a new dealer here in Sacramento, and I kind of wanted to open the doors with him, give him a great deal, and I gave him a great deal on them, but he said he's going to think about it. He walked away. He didn't purchase them. Another dealer contacted me last night about these 2 watches, and he bought them, and he's a dealer in Miami, Florida, so I'm going to get this shipped out to him today. I gave him a good deal on these. Sold this one for $6,500. And this is a 36 millimeter with the factory diamond dial and white gold fluted bezel, Jubilee bracelet. And this is a 16234. It's an older Datejust, but a beautiful dial, Jubilee bracelet, white gold bezel. Sold this for $4,000. These are really good prices. So if dealers can buy from us for them to be able to sell to their clients, that means our prices are pretty good. So come check us out. All right, so we got a package I'm gonna open. I'm expecting a Rolex watch that we purchased from another dealer. Let's see. It's supposed to be in very good condition. Okay, I have to get rid of this. Hold on just a second. Paul's Watch Repair, this is Raymond. Doing good. How are you?
Good, good. Sorry, I missed your name.
I'm Raymond.
Hey, Raymond. I don't know if I'm chatting with you on Chrono 24 or not, but
yes.
I reached out to your shop regarding a Bell & Ross. Is this the same gentleman?
Yes, sir. You were talking to me.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, no, we were talking about, well, I guess my name, but
Yeah.
I offered 15 and you offered 16 going through Chrono 24 because of fees, which, yeah, they're here.
Yes.
And annoying. I'm in Texas, so I'm not in
California
for tax purposes. But is there any way that we can work a better deal out over, just if I deal with you over the phone? Is that workable, or are you Chrono 24 only? I know you have a website that I already checked out. I'm just wondering how that would work out.
Would you want to pay with wire or credit card?
Wire.
Wire. I have it listed on my website. If you want to shoot me an offer of $1,500, I can accept that through my website, and then it'll give you wire instructions. You want to do that?
I will definitely look it up. I think I'm going to I'm going to say likely yes. I just have to do a little bit more due diligence on the watch. Actually, no, I have you on the phone. I'll just ask you.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's ceramic. I love that strap. That collar comp was so nice.
Yeah.
That's great. So it's box and papers, right?
Yes. Yes, I do have the box and the papers. Actually, let me double check to make sure. Let me double check. I'm pretty sure I have the box and papers.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, so I do have the box. Let me see what papers I have with it. And the box is pretty beat up, just so you know. It's like this box is like flaking. It's not in very good condition.
Okay.
But no, papers, I don't have any papers, just the box.
Oh, okay. So you don't have the papers. It's on your listing, just so you know, but okay, good to know.
Let me double check. Hold on. Let me see. Maybe.
Sure. Thank you.
Maybe sometimes I put boxes in one place and I put papers in another place. So
Sure.
let me see. Hold on a second. I did find papers. You're right. So papers, and it has like an extra little Velcro strap.
Okay. Could you do me a favor, if possible? Do you mind texting me pictures or a couple pictures of the box and papers to this cell phone number? Is that okay?
Yeah. What is your cell phone number? Okay. Make sure. Yeah, I'll text you right now so you can see the condition of the papers.
Before I let you go,
yes.
I just want to ask you, there's a few marks on the ceramic case. Are those superficial?
I mean, they're like little scratches. It's nothing that stands out, but there are scratches on there. So it's they're consistent throughout. And again, I can send you pictures and a video or something so you can get a better idea.
Video would be awesome if you could. That would be great.
I can do that. Give me just like 5 minutes. It's going to come from my cell phone, okay?
No problem. I'll look forward to that text.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
I just noticed something on here that I didn't notice before. I'm inspecting the watch now, and I noticed a little crack on there. It's very likely that the customer is not going to want it now. I didn't notice that before, but obviously we're going to send them pictures and see what he says. Yeah, it's too bad this little crack on right there on the lug. I didn't even see that. So obviously I got to disclose that to the client. He probably will not buy the watch because of that, which is understandable, but I'm still going to shoot him the photos of everything. These boxes, almost all companies that, Breitling, Omega, so many companies, they make these boxes and they're horrible. After a few years, they just deteriorate, like fall apart. I don't even want to put it on my thing. I did not notice that when we purchased this watch. I don't know if it cracked while it's been in our care. Maybe we dropped it or something, but ceramic does crack and it breaks. So at this point, I'm really at the mercy of the client. So if he wants this watch, it's going to be heavily discounted now. So unfortunately, it is what it is. Sometimes in this business, we take losses too. Obviously, it's not a very expensive watch, but still, I was trying to get around $1,500 for it. Now, I don't know. Let me see what the client says. So I'm checking right now my listings of that watch that I have online to see if that bezel was cracked when we listed it. I mean, at this point, it doesn't even matter, but I didn't disclose it, so, you know, anything I list, yeah, see, it does, I do see the crack, so it did have a crack, and I didn't disclose that, but the photos are there. But still, even though we have photos, I like in the description to describe properly that, hey, it's got a little crack on that. You know, that's a big deal, actually. So, sending photos to the client, see if he wants it how it is. I'm just going to offer him a big discount. It's not going to be a $1,500 watch anymore. I will. I will let it go for $1,000 because it's a big deal. I didn't see that. So, case in point, sometimes we make mistakes too. I mean, we listed this, we inspected this. I don't remember this watch having this crack when we bought it. I don't know. At some point, I looked at our pictures of it online, and it does have the crack there. Unfortunately, like this client saw it, and I told them, hey, it's in the pictures in the listing, but still I didn't describe it. So because of that, if you want it for $1,000, it's a heavy discount. He might say no, he might say yes, I don't know, but this is how we want to operate. And just case in point, I wanted to mention, like, recently I've been buying watches from other dealers, and they come in, like for example, I bought a Rolex GMT with a Pepsi bezel from another dealer in Florida. And when it came in, when I saw in the WhatsApp group, it said that it needs a polish only and then it's ready for sale. So when it came in, the crystal had about 6 scratches on it, and that's a sapphire crystal. The bezel on the, no, not the bezel, the lug on the watch was missing a big chunk of stainless steel. So that literally would have needed to be laser welded and then repolished. And then also, I didn't even open the watch because when I first took it out of the box, it was rattling so much. So I knew the self-winding rotor was broken in there. It had signs basically of somebody dropping it on the ground. And the dealers did not describe this, and none of this was seen in the photos. They had a couple photos of the watch. They only described it as needing polishing only. So can we fix all those issues? Yes, we can. However, if somebody's buying, like for example, that watch I bought for $18,750 and I was gonna list it, try to get $20,000 out of it. So for somebody that's buying a $20,000 watch, they don't want to have an aftermarket crystal, which we can put an aftermarket crystal on there. It would be cheaper for us. To get an original crystal for that, we'd either need to send it to Rolex and they would want to do a complete overhaul service, or we would need to source one. And an original crystal for a GMT with ceramic bezel, they can be $500-600. And then plus doing the laser welding, repairing inside the broken self-winding rotor and all that, we can do all that. But not only does it cut into our cost, but also when I saw the watch in person like that, I said, I don't want to give my customers a watch like that. Even though we can fix that, make it look, you know, brand new again. It's like seeing how somebody treated, and this watch was maybe only a couple years old and already in that condition. Now, what really was disappointing, and I don't want to talk bad about other dealers, but a lot of them, this is what they do. And you know, I told the dealers, hey, I got to return this watch. It has these issues, and they said, well, these issues are not really big. We can credit you back $300. And I said, I don't want no credit. I don't want the watch in this condition. And they replied back, and they took it back eventually. They paid me the money back. But the problem is that they said, oh, we overlooked those things. And they're 2 guys, you know, and they said, well, we both looked at it and we overlooked those things. And how could you overlook like 6 major scratches on a sapphire crystal, a big chunk of stainless steel missing from the lug, and also the watch, you know, it's a Rolex, you're picking it up and it makes a clunking noise, and the watch is like 2 years old. How do you overlook those things, you know? So, with us, for example, we definitely, if a dealer is doing that to me and I'm a dealer and we've been in business a very long time and we know these things, these are so apparent to us, so obvious. If they're doing that to us, I can only imagine of what they're trying to do to some of their clients. So, you know, find a dealer that's honest, that you can trust, that you can go to if you ever have any issues. Let's continue on the unboxing. This is a Rolex Submariner Hulk, as we like to call it. It's surprisingly in a bigger Rolex box. Okay, so this watch was sold as mint condition, and it does look mint. It still has stickers on there.
Oh, this is the one you told me, huh?
No, it's a different one.
Oh, different.
So I have one there. This just came in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We're just unboxing it right now.
Oh, okay. No, go ahead.
Yeah, it's all right. But inspecting it, make sure it's, you know, it was sold as mint condition. So let me put it on this. Take this chronometer hang tag off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It has all the original links. We're going to talk more about it, but I just want you to see how it looks. So far so good. So like when a watch comes in, like I mentioned in my last video, I try to first of all just go based on like, you know, using common sense. How does it feel? Does it feel like it's good quality? How does it look? Does it look like it's, you know, good quality? It feels heavy. It feels like it's good quality stainless steel. So before I even open the watch, I'm just gonna, from the outside, see how the bezel rotates, see how it sounds. This is typical for any Rolex bezel, ceramic bezel. Check the crown, see how it winds. I'm gonna listen to it. I have a habit. I need to listen to watches, how they sound when I wind them. I want to check to see also how it sets the time. And I'm going to go around a full rotation to make sure the date changes in the 12 o'clock position, which is just did. I want to get away from that 12 o'clock position and then check the quick set date to see how it changes. And it changes smoothly. It shouldn't change. So on a fake watch, ceramic bezel, Submariner, if you go backwards, it should not change the date, which this doesn't. It's good. So you change quick set date by moving the crown forward. Typical of Rolex, everything so far is good. A watch like this, being in mint condition, unworn, I check the edges, I check the crown. They're sharp, but not sharp to a point to where you can like cut yourself. So a lot of even the super clones that they make in Turkey and that they make in China, they don't do a really good finish on their edges. So sometimes the edges are so sharp you can really scratch yourself or cut yourself on them. And same with the crown. This, on fake watches, you can scratch yourself just turning that crown. So everything looks really good from the outside. Let's check the clasp. You know, the Rolex logo is consistent with how it should look. When you're dealing with watches like this every day, you know how it should look. A lot of times customers ask us, how do you know? How do you know? Well, we know because we've seen a lot of real watches and we've seen a lot of fake watches. So this is consistent with how a real watch should look. The feel of the clasp. Again, this is quality. So this also, the glide lock clasp is an extension for somebody that's got a larger wrist, or if you're going to wear this above a diving suit, you can easily slide this in and out. This is very hard for them to do on replica watches. And even watches that are what we call super clones, they don't have this at all. Or if they do, it's very rough. It doesn't operate very smoothly. So this operates very nicely. So the next step is I would take the bracelet off, and I was also open it to look inside, because this I can tell this is a real watch. I can tell that, but I'm also going to take it a step further, take the bracelet off and open the back to see how it looks. Because I have to really convince myself that it's, you know, not a fake. But let's see what else came with it. We had the booklet. We had the card. And this is very nice. So what's special about this Submariner? So this is a 2020. The Rolex Submariner Hulks were made between 2010 to 2020. And this is a 2020 with the green card. There are very few out there that were made with the green card. It should have a green and white card. So it is believed that there are about 25 to 50 Hulks that went out with the new Rolex green card, because that was the year that they discontinued this, but they used the new card. So that's what makes this a little bit special. Somebody that's a collector is going to pay a premium for that because it's got the green card and because it's in mint condition, really unworn. It doesn't have the white hang tag, which is a bummer, but it has everything else. All right, so we opened up the watch, and you're also, when you're looking at a Rolex movement again, you're looking for quality. Look at the finishing in there. You're looking for those purple wheels, but of course, even replica movements, they make those wheels. They're kind of maroon or purple, but even on replica watches, they have that. So you're looking for quality, you're looking for finishing, you're looking at the balance wheel. That is very hard on replica watches to make the balance wheel with the bridge, the way that Rolex makes it. And the bracelet too, I want to check in here with Rolex logo, model number of the bracelet, which is a 97200. And again, quality, 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 using common sense. You can tell that this is so finely made. The super clones and even the cheap replicas, they do not compare. They do not compare to how a real Rolex is. So this, again, is selling for a premium because it's unworn from 2020 and it has the new green card. It's going to be available for $26,000. You can reach out to us. Call our shop, 916-483-0207. So if you're buying this, obviously you're paying a premium because it's more or less for a collector. But so I heard back from that customer with the Bell & Ross, and he doesn't want it, and it's understandable. You can see the big difference from, I was going to give him the watch for $1,500, but when I noticed the crack in the lug, I told him $1,000. I negotiated against myself, $500 difference, but he doesn't want it. So that right there tells you the difference in condition on a watch. So, but he did see another watch that he wants to buy from us, and we're working on a Breitling now, which, you know, it'll probably work out. But I really want to showcase this beautiful Patek that we got in. It's a reference 5712G. It's in white gold. It has a power reserve indicator, which means it tells you how much time is left in the mainspring, how much power has left. And also has the calendar with the moon phase. And it has a small seconds hand. This is such an amazing watch. This is the first time that we've had one of these in like this and that we're selling. And just having it here in person, both my son and myself, he tried it on yesterday and I'm looking at it, and I mean, this is an amazing watch. It has a brand new strap. It's genuine alligator. It's a gray color. It matches the dial. This is a slate gray dial. The hour markers are in white gold and they have luminous. The hands are in white gold and they have luminous. The crown is signed and it's screwed down. The back is an exhibition back, and you can see the beautiful movement. They have a micro rotor which spins when you're moving your wrist around. That's essentially what winds the watch. And this micro rotor is in solid gold. But just a beautiful, beautiful watch. And this watch comes complete with all the original box and papers, everything. And the watch is from 2012, but literally I cannot find any flaws on it. It's just absolutely minty and perfect. It is available. We're asking $82,000 for it. You can email me at Raimond@paulswatchrepair.com, and Raimond is spelled with an I, not a Y. And you can also call us, 916-483-0207. And it's also listed on our website, paulswatchrepair.com. This is like, now that I see it in person, and I've seen this watch in person at watch trade shows, but I've never purchased it before to resell. But now, having it here in our possession, it's like, it's one of my grail watches. It's really cool. I love it. And look at that, it's a thin watch. Even though it's an automatic, it's very thin because of that micro rotor. And look at the buckle too. Buckle is also in white gold. When you press this, the buckle releases. It's a double fold clasp. This is what we call this, a double fold clasp. It's just an amazing watch. Can't say anything bad about it. And there's our buddy Marco again.
How you doing, guys?
Good, how are you? We're filming again, Marco.
Oh, good. Go for it. Go for it.
Look at this, Marco.
Oh, Lord.
Well, what do you think? Let me know what you
AP?
think.
Oh, it's a Patek. Oh, Lord. I'm speechless, Raymond. My goodness, so beautiful. Is it yours?
It's the first time we've had something like that, like for sale.
How much is something like this?
We're asking 82,000.
I was thinking 50, but I was way off. Wow, it's a beauty.
But it's really, really nice. Like this is now like one of my Grail watches that I just wish to have in my collection.
This was-
Look at the micro rotor inside. It's so
Yeah.
beautiful.
That band only.
The band I think cost about $800 without the clasp, because the clasp is solid gold. I think the clasp is like 5-6 grand.
What is that, 25 joules?
29 jewels, yeah. Push these two, yeah, there you go. I know, Marco, I want it too.
It is beautiful.
But you were wearing a Cartier.
No.
No.
Congratulations.
Yeah. My dad hasn't seen it yet. It came in yesterday, so.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, white gold. Yeah.
It is white gold?
White gold, yeah.
18K or what?
Yeah, 18K. They only make 18K.
It's 24K, the rotor,
Nice.
gold.
We're all drooling over the watch.
When it's a quality watch, looks different.
Yeah, that's the difference. It's just, again, going back to using common sense. When you look at a high-end watch and see how it's made, everything's so finely, put together, and it's just amazing.
Okay.
So these two Rolexes, like I mentioned earlier, they're going to my buddy, and he's a dealer in Florida. I gave him a good deal, but he's also been really good with me over the years. I remember one time we were at a watch show. My son was about 9 years old, and he gave my son a bag of money. He had $250,000 in cash. He gave it to my son to just hold on to. Gave him $20 and said, "Here, watch this," as he was walking around the room buying watches. He's been really good to me over the years. I've had some situations about, 7 years ago, my store was broken into, and I lost quite a bit of money at that time, which wasn't covered by the insurance. And he's like one of the very few dealers that he saw me at a watch show, and he came up to me and he's like, "Hey, I'm going to give you this amount of money just to kind of get you back on your feet." And I told him, "No, I'm okay, I'm good, but thank you very much." And I know he was very sincere, because I think a couple months later, I met him at another show, and he's like, "Hey, listen, Raymond, I'm going to give you this amount of money just to get you back on your feet again, and then just pay me back when you're good again," and it just shows that he's really genuine. I know sometimes we complain about other dealers in this industry, but there's some dealers that are really down to earth, and they haven't forgotten where they started at and where they've come from. And this is one of them. And I don't want to put his name out there because, just kind of protect his privacy. But I see he's really been blessed in this business, but I see why. He's always been there to help myself and others when we need it, or at least the offer was there on the table. So I got to ship these out to him. We always got to double box everything for security and insurance purposes also. some packing peanuts. Make sure it's safe and secure. Now got to put it in another box. I think it's overprotected, but better safe. Better safe than sorry. All right, so I got a prepaid label from my dealer friend. I gave him a good deal on the watches, but I said, you send the label. Sometimes we're trading watches for, you know, 50,000 or 100,000, and it's funny because like among dealers we negotiate on your label, my label. You know, these labels cost like maybe 50 bucks, 75 bucks, but we're dealing transactions with tens of thousands of dollars. But that just goes to show that with high-end watches, especially with Rolex, the profit margin is not very high. They just sell fast, but profit is not very high. So we're really scrambling to get a free label for them. And that was the negotiation on this. You buy the watches, you send me your label.